video is going to talk about solving equations of systems using the substitution method. And when solving systems of equations using the substitution method, there's a couple of steps we'll need to follow. First one, you need to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. It doesn't matter which equation or which variable you choose, just pick one. Now once you've done that, you're going to substitute the first equation into the second equation. Once that happens, then you're going to solve. After you solve and get an answer, you're going to substitute your new answer into an equation. And it will allow you to solve again so that you get the second answer. Now once you get the first and second answer, our last step we're going to do is we're going to check our solutions. Now let's go ahead and look at an example where I can show you where all these steps are going to be used. Example number 1, if we're going to be solving this system of equations, we have y equals x plus 2 and x plus y equals 8. If I want to find the solution that works for both of these equations, I'm going to solve one of the equations for a variable. Now if you look at this, my very first equation already says y equals, so it's solved. So what I'm going to do now is take this yellow rectangle, which is y, and I'm going to substitute it in the second equation for its y. So what you end up with is an equation of x plus, and instead of y we're going to use x plus 2 equals 8. Once we've substituted equation 1 into equation 2, then we just have to solve, and these are usually pretty easy. If I combine terms, I get 2x plus 2 equals 8. So when you subtract 2 from both sides, you end up with a 2x equals 6, which tells you that x equals 3. Now what we've just found is our first solution. So now that we know that x equals 3, we're going to take our new solution and we're going to plug it into an equation to solve for y. So if we know that x equals 3, then I'm going to go ahead and plug a 3 into y equals 3 plus 2, which tells you that y is 5. So the solution that I think works is x equals 3 and y equals 5. A quick check. If we have 5 equals 3 plus 2, that's the first equation. Definitely makes a true statement. The next equation is 3 plus 5, and that's supposed to equal 8. Also a true statement. So we can say that solution is 3, 5. Let's go ahead and try another example. Number 2, 2x plus y equals 6, and y minus 8x equals 1. And we're going to solve the same steps. The only problem is I don't have an equation that is already solved for my variable. Now if I look at that second one, it looks pretty easy to get y by itself by just moving the negative 8x to the other side. So we would end up with the equation of y equals a positive 8x plus 1. Now once that happens, we're going to take our equation that says y equals, and I'm going to take the 8x plus 1, and I'm going to substitute that into the other equation where I have y equals. My new equation looks like 2x plus my 8x plus 1 should equal a 6. Let's go ahead and solve this for x. We end up with 10x plus 1 equals 6. So that 10x equals 5 when you subtract 1, which means that when I divide by 10 on both sides, I get an x equaling a 1/2. Which is no big deal. Now that we know what x is equal to 1/2, let's go ahead and plug that into an equation. If we use the first one, we get 2 times 1/2 plus y equals 6. Well, half of 2 is just 1, So 1 plus y equals 6. So if we look at that, we have a y equaling 5 on this example as well, because 1 plus 5 is 6. And when we go ahead and try to check our solutions, the first equation, we end up with 2 times 1/2 plus 5 is supposed to equal 6. Well, half of 2 is 1, so 1 plus 5 equals 6 is a true statement. That one works. The next example, if we have a 5 minus 8 times 1/2, it's supposed to equal 1. Well, half of 8 is 4, so if I take 5 minus 4, that does indeed equal 1, so they both check out. So that means the solution of x equals 1/2 and y equals 5 works just fine. In another video, we are going to talk about other ways to solve systems of equations using elimination and how to check for all real number and infinitely many solutions. So if you're looking for information on that, go ahead and take a look at the next video.